Welcome. It's been a long time. You know, I'm going to use the fucking excuse that everybody else uses when we get a storm coming and everything is like, oh, you know what? This storm has put us behind. This, storm that. Everybody makes excuses why they can't get shit done. The only one that don't make excuses is bill collectors.
That's right.
They don't give a shit if it's an atomic bomb. They want their freaking money. You can give them all the excuses you want in the world, and they'll be like, you know what? Tough shit. You have to owe us money, and we don't care about your fucking hurricane. But, hey, I'd like to welcome everybody back to the all-new, revamped, I'm hearing feedback here. Thank you. Silence! Welcome to the all-new Vinnie and Aj, the Who-Bone podcast. You know, me and Aj joined forces together. And,
That's right.
AJ is our man from Beaumont Builders. He is our local contractor. If you guys don't know, whoever doesn't know, but he is here with me tonight, as hopefully he'll be continuing on this venture. And it's a good marketing thing, you know. I'm wearing sunglasses for what reason I don't know, because it's like the future's bright. But I'm going to take them off because I can't handle the sunglasses inside. So AJ, welcome aboard.
Thank you.
We're going to touch off right now with a little bit of this post Hurricane Dorian.
Hurricane Dorian.
The transgender hurricane. You know, you don't know if it's a male or a female. So I guess you just got to be real politically correct when you announce the name. So I guess this is a new term now. They're going to have, I don't know what, Bye Felicia next and stuff like that. But so AJ, you know, we all had, you know, this hype. I mean, God forbid, man, that damn thing was ramped up, man.
Well, yeah, it tore up the Bahamas pretty good. If it came at us at that 4 or 5 like it was supposed to, then we'd have been pretty tore up.
We wouldn't be here right now on this podcast.
No.
I'll tell you what, I parked my damn car under a friggin' tree. Hopefully it would have fell over on it and crushed it, you know, one of the 2 cars that I have. But, you know, speaking of that, you know, I tell you, I was like, you know, come on, bring on the excitement, you know, and then the fucking thing started getting reality, honestly. And we all were like that. I'm sure we all were, you know, all right, come on, we're all prepared.
Well, it started way out, you know, and then it just slowed. It was just 1 mile an hour it was coming.
Well, yeah, I mean, but everybody gets prepared. So, okay, you know, it's like you put on gloves to fight. And then you're waiting to kick ass. And then guess what? The guy doesn't want to fight. So you're like, shit, man. You know, it's like the sheriff's canine dogs, you know, the police dogs. You know, when they go to a call, they know a dog's going to a call. They're pumped up. And if they can't go out and bite somebody or do something, they got to bust the dog's wad, man. They got to let him bite. They got to put the sleeve on and give the dog his load, man. You got to give him some enjoyment, because that's the only way they're going to de-stress, because they don't turn off, man.
But everybody was prepared. I think the state did a good job of warning everybody.
I think they overdid it a little bit, man. I mean, you know what? From the inception, man, and we're just going to talk a little bit about this, and we'll go back to the reality. When they go to the store, they go crazy, man.
People do. They get
they're
into a
greedy
panic,
son of a bitch.
like...
They never drink water in their entire fucking life. They never drink anything. You know, soda, beer. You know. They bought water up like they're fucking in a desert.
Yeah.
So like they were selling it in a desert. So, you know, you try to go there at a leisurely time. Say, I'll just go in there, and the shelves are wiped out.
We were at Lowe's, and they were nobody had gas cans, you know? Gas cans were gone. And they must have just got a shipment, and as soon as the guy from Lowe's is cutting the pallet open, I mean, people are reaching over, and
it's like a third world country,
gone.
Man.
Yeah.
I mean, we turned. I mean, I'm telling you, I think it goes back to the hype. You know, and I know that the weather and all the stations, they have to give a lot of warning. But, man, I think it was an overkill. But as the storm was approaching, you know, what I was getting at with the waters, I mean, I know Publix started to limit it.
Yeah.
Like, you can get 4 gallons or 2 cases of water. You know what? Let everybody have a little bit of cheese.
Right.
You know? And then there was this asshole, this son of a bitch there on Fisk. He raised his prices to $4.59 a gallon of gasoline.
Oh, really?
And then he's trying to tell the news, because they snitched on his ass. Then he's trying to tell the news. He says, "Well, that's my normal price." Bullshit.
Yeah.
He's at $2.59 because I just went by his ass.
Yeah.
Now that guy should be shelled.
And another guy, I think it was over in Orlando, was selling bottles of water at $9 for a case of water.
That's, they should be, the people should go there with pitchforks and torches and spearing their ass because I can't stand that, man. And I can't stand greedy people either. But so AJ, as the storm's approaching, okay, when did you, with your company, because you own a business and you have a lot of responsibility of homes that you're building and homes that are under construction. So is it your responsibility to secure all that stuff?
Yeah, so we had to button up all the dumpsters and actually got a couple of them pulled off the job.
Oh, yeah.
We got to secure the porta potties, that
right.
kind of stuff.
And how far out? Because this thing lasted for this is the biggest hurricane party, I think the longest hurricane party anybody ever had. It was never going to end.
Yeah. Yeah, so we started that week. We got calls. We get a lot of calls to board up businesses, and of course, homes from various places.
So when it got,
we started that week. We got plywood and we ramped up.
How was it getting plywood?
They were rationing sheets of 15 sheets, per.
Wow.
So, but
I'm glad, because I'm retired. I'm glad I didn't have to work a shelter.
Yeah.
They have the deputies go out and cover these shelters, and but as the storm was coming, we all started seeing the projection. And I don't know who some of these guys who picked these projections.
They were right on.
What about the assholes that say it's going to U-turn?
I don't know
it's
about
this.
that.
How there's somebody so far off from the beaten path?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like he's 90-1 in a horse race. You know.
It pretty much did what they said it was going to do.
Yeah.
So.
I mean,
they didn't know it was going to stall on the Bahamas for 2 days or whatever, a day and a half. I mean,
them poor people got pounded.
It's gone.
They got pounded. But what I was getting at earlier is, so, okay, I'm looking at them going, oh, fuck, man, this thing's going to turn, I wanted some action. But then I started seeing how big it was and the devastation that it can cause. It's like, then I honestly, I started getting nervous. I'm like, oh, fuck, man. Yeah. What the hell? I mean, this is real. Yeah. It is real. Category 2, okay, it's fun. People go out there and maybe go to the beach. Yeah. We would have had, wow. People would benefit from it, and then people would rip off people, because then what do you have the aftermath when you have a major storm, and I could see this going to happen in the Bahamas. Yeah. We, the people, like all the good citizens are what do I want to say, are in good faith driving a boat. What did I say? Driving a boat? Is that right? Driving a boat? Sailing a boat? Whatever. Shipping, and they're bringing over, and they're flying over there, and they're bringing good stuff that we, the people, donate. Right. And it goes, and you hand off to these people. Yep. We know it's getting to them. But, Royal Caribbean, all the cruise lines are donating millions of dollars, millions. And all I want to say is, I hope it gets to the right people. It doesn't get to the right area, then that area who's supposed to disseminate it doesn't go in their pockets. I'm not talking about support. We're talking. That's
what Puerto Rico did, right?
Didn't they were bitching. Who they were blaming? Trump. We didn't get no shit. Yeah. Well, they had evidence that there's all this stuff that were in warehouses just sitting there, not going anywhere,
and that
stuck
guy took
in
it
red
and
tape.
Sold it.
I mean, there you go. So it's like, God dang, man. We want to hope that it gets to the right people, because I'm telling you now, we're going to have an influx of people coming from the Bahamas. Rightfully so. Dude, there's nothing left.
Right.
These people, they didn't have houses like we have constructed over here. So over there, and then, the people who are like in the Abacos, and these are people who have money, and I've seen some of their big houses, and they're elevated like 25 feet, with the stilts. And they still got wiped out. Yeah. I don't have as much sympathy for them. That's just me. They call me an ass, but I don't have as much sympathy I have for them as I do the people who have no insurance, nothing. They live in a freaking wooden house. These people, they live there, these wealthy people, but you know what? They're not going to be personally devastated because they probably got homes over here. They got enough money, I'm telling you. Jesse, the producer, man. You're nodding, but I'm not trying to be the cynical dick, but those people are going to be suffering like these other people.
Regardless, whether they got money or not, their house got destroyed too.
Well, but I'm saying the people who are there, they're the ones that are going to be getting diseases because they're already some evidence of that. There's nothing. They have nothing. Yeah, I can't even imagine.
It's definitely sad.
So they're taking people in, but like the president said, man, he doesn't want the people who the Bahamas don't want. So he's making sure they have documentation.
Yep.
And that's all. Yeah, we'll take them. Come on. But, they're going to put them in schools here. But you just can't, And people want to say, that's not right, that we should take them all. And some of the, liberals are saying, yeah, but come on, we got to have some kind of regulations.
Yeah.
So getting back to the movement of this Hurricane Dorian. Dorian. So as it is pummeling the Bahamas, man, I'm thinking, fuck. Because I know we had one just a couple years ago. Irwin, was it Irwin that Irma that skimmed our coast? Yeah. Another one we beat out. So I was like, wow, man. Did you leave town? Because I know your wife was talking about something about ditching
they got
bedrock here.
Yeah, they got hotels over in Orlando. So
that's not much of a comfort if you're.
Well, I mean.
You might as well just
inland.
You might as well just went to Palm Bay,
Yeah.
But Miami didn't get a thing.
Yeah.
They were outside the cone. And usually they're the ones that are devastated. But I'm telling you, these freaking engineers at Nassau, they put that shit there for a reason.
That's what they keep saying.
I'm telling you, they probably had some sonic wave machine, aiming out there, pushing that thing forward, But as it was getting ready to turn, I was actually kind of grateful. Because it's a pain in the ass, man, to be dislocated. Dislocated?
Yes.
Okay, dislocated from reality when, your fucking shit, everything's tore up, the power's out. Oh. So, but your preparation.
I was actually at Emmett's house. We ate dinner, and then bang, the power goes off. I said,
shit.
I said, I'm out of here. I'm going to Orlando.
Yeah, see, where I live.
By the time I got around the corner back to my house, the power was back
in
on.
Vieira, they have the underground line. We don't have telephone lines there. I think they thought it was it wasn't what's that word, Jess? Aesthetic to the eyes of the wealthy. So they buried their wires underground, which I think is a pretty good thing because we don't really lose power. So as it's pummeling the Bahamas, what did you do, AJ? Besides you did the dumpsters and all that stuff and. Did you help out as far as in the community on your own and try to help people out boarding up
definitely.
their houses?
So that's kind of the good thing. There was a lot of there was a lot of jerks out there taking all the water and the gas cans, but there was some good out of it. I saw people helping each other. And
sure.
I saw a post on Facebook. This lady was looking for sandbags, and I had some sandbags left, so I just said I'll go drop them off. She was 80 years old. She didn't even come to the door. She couldn't get up, and so I put them out back for her and. Other people helping out and
yeah. But did you being a contractor and you have a crew?
Yeah.
I mean, did you utilize them to?
We
maybe
shut
help
down
people did you know somebody that is maybe not so much like a close friend, but some people that you knew, an acquaintance that was not able to board up their house?
I saw a lady in Home Depot and she was buying a bunch of screws and stuff, and she saw my shirt and she said, "Oh yeah, I know you guys, and can you come help?" And so we spent a day and a half boarding her place. That was huge.
Right.
But now I might get a window job out of it. So
yeah. So speaking of that, my brother was talking about because I helped him actually today. He took down some shutters, and he's got most of his windows with accordions.
Yep.
And he's got some that are having the steel panels. Yeah. But he's looking to get the clear ones.
Yes, yeah.
Oh my God, man.
Just get the impact windows and be done with it.
Yeah, I mean, and for those, you do that. I mean, that should be there's so many different kind of window companies out here, and it is pricey. It is, it's gonna, the best time to get them is if you need new windows.
Yep.
So it's not going to be much more if you're going to put new windows because you're remodeling your house. It's not going to be an astronomical amount of money, but some people that have existing windows that they want to get impact. Do a couple at a time.
Well, price is only an issue in the absence of value. So, the value that you get out of an impact window, I mean, you're going to get more energy efficiency.
Yeah, the heating and
you
cooling.
don't have to go board up the windows for a storm, So,
and
it's a lot quieter, You don't
because do they have the gas-filled ones too or some?
Yeah,
is that a gimmick?
I don't know what gas is in it, but yeah, they're insulated to impact.
Because we knew this one jackass that had that window company. Remember that guy who's no longer a window guy? He was a scumbag.
I'm sure.
But I seen him doing this gimmick. Well, it wasn't a gimmick. It worked. He put a blowtorch on the window and the heat, and then he took the one that didn't have the the thing, and it was. I mean,
We got the kit. We'll set it up and show you.
yeah. So anybody that's looking for impact windows, I'm telling you, if you have,
It was great because by the time I got done boarding everybody else up, because I finally did mine, at my house. So it was great to not have to go home after doing everybody else's and still do my house,
Right.
So,
So it's nice to have that security, man.
Yeah.
I'll tell you,
Yeah.
and they open up pretty cool too. They you can clean them real easy. You don't have to, you know what I mean. They fold out certain ones, and is it true that that people tend to worry about more of a price than anything? I mean, that's
price is always.
But if you have a house and you're looking to refi, refinance or take a home equity.
Well, there's programs out there. There's the PACE program is a loan program that you can get that it puts it on with your taxes, your property taxes each year. So kind of spreads it out.
Why don't you say that? So maybe anybody who's listening that wants to, I mean, that's a good, there's got to be some kind of perks, something that would help people afford, because you know what? It helps the people. If they make it affordable and they make it easy to get and get a loan for.
Yep.
I mean, it's a perfect thing to have to protect everybody, that we don't have all this chaos at stores,
right, exactly.
and the lumber yards and stuff,
Exactly.
and people getting killed, people getting cut up. My brother a couple years ago, he was taking down those out of his garage.
A guy died in Orlando, right? Cutting a tree down, and
Yeah, my brother had a whole stack of shutter things fall on top of him.
Yeah.
I mean, God dang. So, as the hurricane was, approaching and getting nearer and stuff, I tell you, I'm really glad. I reiterate, I'm really glad that we didn't get an impact, because I don't even know what we got really.
No, we had some dead tree limbs, branches down, but
and now they got some other systems that are out there, or depressions that are out there, and already they have one picture of an arrow pointing right at Florida for one. It's a 50% chance to develop into something, and I'm like, oh great, here everybody's gonna.
But now the media does hype it up way too much. I mean, that Jim Cantori, he's down there, and it's 50 miles an hour. And
man, he sucks. I don't even think he's just like Morgan and Morgan. That John Morgan guy, he don't even practice law anymore.
Yeah.
He's just a figurehead.
Yeah.
So I mean, I seen a thing. It said, a meme. It said, the hurricane took so long, I gained like 10 pounds. And it was John Morgan. When your hurricane puts 10 pounds, call me John Morgan. They want to sue, for gaining 10 pounds during a hurricane.
Yeah.
But so did you find any, after the storm had gone, we're in the clear? Did you find any significant damage or any kind of damage to any of your properties, or that that needed?
It was like an afternoon thunderstorm.
Yeah, yeah. For those that are in this area, man, we get pounded by these storms.
We got lucky, thank God.
Yeah. Wow. So, I mean, we don't want to beat on this Dorian, because really wasn't much, just a lot of hype, man. We partied a lot, though.
Yeah.
Holy shit, man.
Nice.
I was at my brother's, man. He had cookouts on the Green Egg, and
nice.
I mean, it was like, God, nobody knew what day it was.
Yeah.
Everything just went so fucking. It was like the Twilight Zone, man. It was like, what day is it? And oh man, I'm telling you, it was. For me, I'm retired, so every day is a weekend. But it's like, God dang, it was like everybody else is off.
Yeah.
It was fun, man.
Yeah, it was cool.
It was fun. I wanted to go out and see the water, man. I wanted to go out and see the ocean, but I didn't want to. It wasn't all whitewashed though. So, but real quick, today I did something for the first time ever.
Steve Marino, want to buy some custom home lots, AJ? Yes, I do. I was actually just talking to producer Jesse about that before the show. We're ready to ramp it up here. So
yeah, AJ's going on a venture, man.
Let's get some property, put up a sign, and definitely I need to talk to you, Steve, for sure.
Stevie. So oh fuck, now I lost my train of thought, man. See, I'm ADHD, man.
Yeah, you are.
I can't focus for shit. If I lose track, I'm done. Oh, so anyways, today, AJ, for the first time in my entire life, which I never thought I would get, I got my first tattoo today.
Yeah, I saw that.
I went to a gentleman in Merritt Island, True to You Tattoos, Javo Scott. He was on the Ink Masters, and he is. My brother got one last week, and we did in memory of my mother.
Nice.
So for the first tattoo, he was saying that we went pretty big for a first tattoo, because people they want to try a small one just to see what it's like, but. I was there for 3.5 hours getting stung by this freaking gun, and it's hard to see, but it's I'll post a picture of it on my Facebook on the link. But that's pretty huge for a first one. My brother got one, and it's in loving memory of my mother. God bless her soul.
Nice.
She died in 2012, and I came to grips, and I think, I just wanted to have something in memory of her. I didn't do it right away, but it took some thought, and because I'm a regular organ donor. I am that, but a blood donor. I'm up almost to 5 gallons of blood, so I'm considered a super donor. And they did change the rules to where if you go to a certified tattoo artist, you don't have to wait a year, because they usually make you wait a year after you do it. But, True to You Tattoos over in Merritt Island. He's actually going to relocate to 192 in Melbourne. The sheriff in this county uses him, and this guy's phenomenal work. He does a really good job. So those that are interested in getting a tattoo, it's always like everything. Check around, check references, because that's what I did, and that's where I wound up with. So I just want to just touch base on that because I thought it was pretty cool. That sat there for, it was painful, painful, man, pain. So we're going to take our first break, and then we're going to come back, and we're going to talk a little bit about what today's all about. And if you don't know what today's all about, get your head out of your ass, because this is a day that nobody should ever forget. We will never forget.
Absolutely.
So we'll be right back. Vinnie and Aj podcast, man.
Yep.
You're listening to Space Coast Podcast, home of the greatest podcasts on the Space Coast. If you're interested in becoming a sponsor or having your own show, email us at spacecoastpodcast@hotmail.com. Space Coast Podcast. Talk hard!
All right. This is Doug Monda.
This is Karen Monda.
And Chris Hadaway.
And we're the host of Survive, the new podcast brought to you by the Survive First Foundation, a nonprofit organization assisting first responders and their families in need of mental health support due to the lifestyle of being a first responder. So, Chris, tell us what we're going to have.
We're coming to you from retired and active law enforcement officers as well as their spouses to discuss the responder life.
Don't forget, this is an unedited and raw podcast, so we need your interactive suggestions and advice to help us help others.
So find us live on our Survive First Facebook page and join in the conversation, or find us on demand on Spotify, iTunes, or anywhere you listen to podcasts, from the Space Coast Podcast Network to you.
Hey, welcome back. As I promised, producer Jesse keeps us to short breaks. Time is money, baby. You know what I'm saying? So we talked the first half about the
Dorian
hurricane, and we learned a little bit about our personal experiences, and we're just glad that everybody here in this county, in this state, and everywhere else in the United States was unscathed. I don't know how the Carolinas took it, but it was man. And the Bahamas will rebuild, man. They're strong people.
Yep.
I don't know, man, but they were pretty wiped out. So I'm sure hopefully they'll build them stronger homes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So as you all know, today is a very somber day here in the United States. We lost over 3,000 people, Americans, because of how many was there? 5, 6, 7 or 8. How many terrorists were on these fucking things, man?
I think altogether
19 total. It's amazing what tragedy and a tragic event in a world event that people can do with simple tools.
Yeah.
Okay? We're talking box cutters.
Yeah.
And intimidation.
Yeah.
I think intimidation is the biggest weapon you know, because you could just, you know, people get intimidated by a larger person or threats. You know, they don't know. They might be able to kick their ass, but they intimidate them.
Right.
So I was talking earlier with my brother today. You know, we were talking about it, just reflecting back. And it was amazing, you know, how you know, people want to believe what people tell them.
Right.
Okay. That shit don't happen anymore. Okay. People believed that, you know, okay, when the first plane got hijacked, you know, and they looked for planes that were with little amount of people on it because they knew, you know, the less amount of people, the more odds they had to take over the airline. But a lot of things have changed since then, you know, with security and with people's mindset.
Yeah, for sure.
So these guys, you know, we all know how it happened. You know, for the young viewers, you know, you're just going to be able to read about it in an encyclopedia because the older people, you know, not older, but, you know, people who were born, you know, well before 2001, you know, were, you know, in the 80s and 90s, they all remember this. Everybody remembers where they were that day.
Yeah, where were you?
I was in Palm Beach County.
Yep.
I was working an overtime detail in the city of, it was like a little city, a little town of Harbor Shores or something like that. And it was like a little town that we patrolled on overtime. And I stopped into the town hall, and then that's when it was the first impact. And I was like in awe, total awe, shock and awe. And if, you know, at first we thought, holy shit, you know, hey, what did everybody think?
An accident. Yeah.
An accident.
Yeah.
They didn't know what it was. Some people thought it was a bomb. Then some said it was a small airplane. And then the guessing game came out, or no longer a guessing game, when 2 hit.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2 hit, and now you know. Then you heard people, they were videotaping. They said, "This ain't an accident.
Right.
This ain't an accident." Then it became reality, and then it was like shit. Then they announced it. They got another plane. Then they had another one hit the Pentagon.
Yep.
And then they're missing 2 more, or 1 more. How many planes? 1, 2, 3. They had 4 planes.
Yeah, the one in Pennsylvania where
4 planes. Okay. Now here's my analogy. Now I know I listen to all this stuff. Okay. The first 2 planes that hit the tower, they happened so simultaneously, not too far. Okay, that the people on the second plane didn't have any idea what was going on.
Right.
They knew they were hijacked. They knew that. But the people, they were making phone calls.
Yep.
And they were telling them, hey, we're hijacked. They're saying, hey, well, 1 plane just hit the tower. But these guys are telling them, you know, don't worry, we're going back. You're going to, you know, don't worry. We have a bomb. They had box cutters. And I don't know, there might have been 4 of them on each plane. Okay. So the second plane, you know, they were making phone calls because they had phone calls. I think the first one did too. I think they did. Man, they said, yeah, they were hijacked, and you know so somehow back then, because you know, I mean, it's amazing how security had just kept getting stronger and stronger throughout the years. Because back in the day, man, it was like that was the most luxurious thing to do.
Yeah,
people used to fly. They wore a suit. Women wore their Sunday best. You know, they were out. It was the high class thing to do. Nobody flew without being dressed up.
Right.
Okay. Now, you know, people go in, you know, jogging shorts, you know, sweatpants. You know, nobody dresses. Actually, when I fly, I wear a sport coat.
Yeah.
I don't know, old school. Say what you want, but I wear jeans, a button-up shirt, and a sport coat. I just like that, you know. So as they're in flight, you know, these guys are telling them we're going back. So people believed them. You know, they had no reason not to believe them, because back then you didn't think that they were going to crash into them. So the first one hit, and then the second one, they started making phone calls. You know, they were saying, hey, we're getting tipped off. And then as the news was traveling on the news, the one that was hit the Pentagon, that was like, holy shit. Then the fourth one that crashed in the field, okay, they were making phone calls, and they're saying
the passengers took.
Yeah, and they were saying, you know, their loved ones were saying, because I heard some of the phone calls, you know, with the guys that rushed the cabin, the cockpit. They're saying these planes this is a suicide mission. So these people, which you would have loved to seen everybody do it, because it would have been a different outcome. But some people believe what some people tell them, and they were being told this is not This is a suicide mission. So they decided we're gonna
put up
do
a fight.
whatever we can do to get this plane back, whatever it takes, because they know that they're gonna end up probably dying anyways.
Yep.
And they bum rushed the hostage takers. They managed to get through them. But we were saying, they have all kinds of stuff on a plane that you can use as a defense. They got magazines, they got pillows, they got blankets. You got ladies with laptops, guys with laptops. I don't know back then. I don't know if they probably still had something of that, computers on a plane or whatever, checked bag or overhead bag. I mean, but like I said, people believe what people say. So it turned out tragically, and then the fourth one, they did deviate from their plan. They made them crash into a field. Who knows where that was going? People saying the White House. Probably. We don't know. We never will know. But this day and age now, though, I'll tell you right now. Now, how they breached the cockpit, I'm just guessing the captain probably opened the door. Mm-hmm. Because back then, it was really, you used to go and sometimes they would go out, they'd leave the cabin door, the cockpit door open, and, it's changed a lot. Now they're not supposed to leave the cockpit without a flight attendant going in there.
Right.
I still don't think they should leave the cockpit, either one of them. Piss in a bag or something, because what is a flight attendant going to do in there? Yeah. If the co-pilot or the first officer or the pilot stays and the other one goes, they should make them stand there, give them like a portable potty to pee in, because that's all they got to do. I guess, but now. You try that shit now on a plane.
Oh, you're going.
You're fucked. They're gonna beat. Remember, shortly after that, not long, they had a guy with the sneaker bomb.
Yeah.
They showed his booking photo. The passengers beat the shit. Women and men, they beat him like they beat him to dog dicks.
Good.
And anybody else that tries anything, if I'm on a plane and there's some asshole causing a scene and disrupting and just going crazy. I'm telling you right now, man, everybody does it now. Nobody's going to tolerate any kind of nonsense on an airplane anymore.
They take it right off, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they don't mess around. People get involved now. And I see some of the videos and stuff. Flight, don't get involved. Sit down. Bullshit. What are you going to do? Yeah. All they try to do is be politically correct.
Yep.
But I don't know if they have the cockpit has a gun now. I'm not sure. But
they have air marshals.
Yeah, but they're spread pretty thin, man. Don't rely on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. They don't know. Nobody knows. The captain, the crew knows who you have to know, but the passengers have no idea. Yeah. I just think they're spread pretty thin because look at all the flights.
Yeah.
And, it's up to, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if anybody knows. I know they don't have a lot of them. It's just hard to staff. We couldn't even staff our schools. We did now, but it was hard staffing schools with school resource officers. Yeah. You got to pull from somewhere.
Yep.
And these guys are, they're new applicants and they're hiring. But man, you can't. They can't do it by themselves, man. I'll tell you what. They need the help of passengers. So, but after 9/11, man, 2001, it changed the world, man. Yeah. Changed the world.
The first responders who are still dealing with that stuff.
They're dying from cancer and stuff, and then the
and the government doesn't want to give them benefits.
Congress tried to strip them for it, and that comedian guy,
Jon Stewart,
went to bat for him, man. That guy was strong. If you have never seen that, his pitch to the Congress, it was amazing, man. I watched it, and it was very riveting, and he's right. You guys, how dare you?
Yep.
These guys were running into this, and, you see people that, and I guarantee you, brother, the way I am, I probably would have died too. I probably would have went in there and tried to save people. Guaranteed. I know how I am. I would have been in, I wanted to be in the action.
Yep.
And, from the time you go in to kind of come out, it's just like, you don't know if that time, nobody thought in the world that those buildings would collapse.
Yeah, no.
Never did anybody in the world think that thing would collapse. And then,
So what do you think about conspiracy theories about that whole situation?
I've never heard of anything.
You haven't?
No.
Oh.
The
planes didn't take those buildings down?
You think it was construction?
I don't know.
I don't know. The steam, the fuel is so hot. I mean, it melted the beams, but it brought them down to the bottom. I mean, to the freaking, man. I can't even imagine the people that were stuck above it, and then the ones that started jumping.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I would have jumped. I wouldn't have burnt up. I would have jumped.
Well, you know what? People were, it wasn't like those people that were jumping were the ones that were, the heat was coming so strong that they couldn't do it. Oh, yeah. And then they had that one guy that I was watching it on the, on a video, the one photographer who took the picture of the guy that was falling. They call him the falling man.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday on the news.
Where it showed him like nose diving. I mean, he was falling and he turned and was and they called it was the famous
falling man.
The falling man or whatever. But and then the people below had to watch out because they were falling, and you could see where they were going through like this the roof thing. Yeah. Oh my God! So I mean, you never think that building would have came down. People actually thought they were going to be rescued. Yeah. I mean. Honestly, if I worked up there every day and the 100th floor or whatever, guess what I would have? It sounds shit. A fucking parachute. Yeah. Seriously. But knowing me, I'd jump and I'd swerve and I'd go right back into the fire and, I wouldn't be able to steer it. But, I mean, seriously, if you're going to work on a skyscraper that high up, you got to look at your options, I mean, that's, going off topic for a second,
They're starting to invent some things to get out. You got a clip above the window and you basically rappel down.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple different things.
You got to give them a fighting chance because when you're there, I can't imagine the heat. And what I was saying, I was going off topic for a minute, touching just very briefly on the two missing boaters that went out fishing.
Yeah.
That's a bizarre thing,
I never heard anything after that.
Nothing.
Called the search off, so.
If you're going to go out, when I dove for the sheriff's office and we did like a recreation dive, we would go down to Palm Beach and we dive in 100 feet of water, 100, 105. I think the deepest I've been is 110. Call me a wimp, but I bought me a spare air, a little spare air hooked on the front of my BC, and it would give me about 20 breaths. Okay? Because if I'm down 110 feet and who knows, man, an anomaly may happen, a line break and what have you, and you're down 110 feet, I'm telling you right now, the last thing you want to do is just look at the ceiling and just start screaming and trying to get up. So I had it. I was I was being cautious. Now, if I'm going to go out in a boat and I'm going to go any length, 20 miles, 10 miles, where you can't see land, have a sat radio, sat phone, an e-burp, a freaking inflatable. But see, people in their fishing boats, they like all that space. They don't want to be cluttered with shit, They don't want to have that. So, I can only say that, why people don't have that. And they, it's just, I don't know. But for them to have something like that would be great invention. Mm-hmm. Break out glass, fucking jump out. You don't even have to have you don't even have to have a freaking lesson. Just jump and just pull the cord and hopefully, it's better than sitting there cooking. Yeah. Who knows where you land. But, yeah, that was extremely tragic. And, you wonder now because you see people in Congress and they look back, certain people that are, I don't know if they're senators or congresswomen, they look back like it was a past event and it's gone, They don't even consider it a tragic event, and that's insulting. But where were you? Did I ever get where you were at?
I was in Johnson City, New York. I was on a roof. We were tearing off a roof that morning.
And how did you hear? You heard on the radio?
Phone calls. I think the boss's secretary called him and told him about the first one and then the second one, and that's when we really knew something was going on. And I think we went back to his house for lunch and turned the TV on and
right
realized what was going on.
Man, my son wasn't even born yet. And he was born 2003. Yeah. But he sees it in books and I think they touch on it in school a little bit. I don't know. Producer Jesse, what were you doing? You remember?
Yeah. South Florida, just waking up. My roommates turn on the news.
Were you working on the cruise ships then, or what?
In between, no, just after.
Right.
Yeah, I was working in spas and Miami Beach and stuff.
Right. But unfortunately, tragedies cause us we learn from tragedies, and we hopefully have a better defense. But I'll tell you what, man, George Bush, the president at the time, I liked him. I think he was a good president. I liked him. Mm-hmm. He said, I hear your voices, they hear my voice, and the people over there that did this are going to hear all of our voices. Mm-hmm. And they fucking pummeled them, man. They lit them up, man. Rightfully so.
Yep.
I think that is the worst tragedy in the world. The most, I don't know, besides, in recent times. And I'm not talking back in the 30s, but wow. Man, I'll tell you, it's just a day of remembrance. Let's all remember the people that sacrificed, not only the first responders, but the people who were just there doing their job. Mm-hmm. Complete. Employees
just going to work.
Oh my God. That's a day you wish you showed up late. There were people probably
there's guys. There's reports for guys that missed the train or called in sick.
And
that day.
I haven't been to New York, and I was just watching my sister's anniversary video or wedding video, and I think it was probably like 41 years ago, dating my age here. Like I was in New York, never been back.
Really?
Never been back. I want to go back. I'd love to actually see the new tower. My brother's been there. He's been there a couple times. He's going back actually in November, I think it is. He's going for Thanksgiving. Mm-hmm. And he does his little tours there. And I got to get back there, but it's so damn expensive, man. It's so freaking expensive. I got to get a drink. Mm-hmm. What are you drinking? It looks like a urine sample.
Yeah, I just pee in a bottle, and it's good to go. It's Pedialyte, man. I'm out in the heat all day, so I drink the Pedialyte.
Is that Pedialyte?
Yeah, Pedialyte. Yeah.
Looks like freaking urine, man. That'd be a good urine sample. I'll tell you. So, we've took a little hiatus a little bit. I'll blame it on the hurricane. But, we just had scheduling things going back and forth. And AJ was busy with stuff. Then I was busy. And then the hurricane came. And then, I'm just trying to get things in order on my end. What little bit that I owned, I had to prepare for stuff. But I'm excited to be back. I'm excited to be back with producer Jesse. Let me recognize a few of our people that are on here. Michelle, hello there. Julie. Yeah. My brother, he's watching. Karen Monda, hey, you guys are doing a great job. You guys are really killing it out there. You guys got more friends than me, man. It's not fair. But you guys doing a great job. We support what you do, what you're for. And they are on Monday nights, every other Monday. It is the Survive called. It's called Survive. And they dedicate their whole show. Well, first portion is dedicated on beer drinking. A little bit of beer samples. They got a sponsor that's always here at a Dirty Ore in Cocoa Village. I have yet to show up there, but I need to try it. I'm just a Bud Light kind of guy. Yeah. So I kind of get, I don't really get going with the fancy beers at lagers. But Jesse did give me one beer, that Modelo. Yeah. That was rather good. I didn't even know it was a dark beer. Nice. But, yeah, if you guys are not doing anything on a Monday night, every other Monday, they just had a show. So they'll be back a week from Monday. They discuss the post-traumatic stress with law enforcement, suicide prevention, the struggles of daily lifestyles of men and women who are in the first responder career. And, you don't necessarily have to be in the first responder career to relate to it, because everyday people, that deal with tragedies and, stresses from work, it causes us to act beyond our normal faculties. And but they have a great show. Karen's a great host. So is Doug. Doug is cool, and they got the other guy, Chris Hadaway. I think he's an active cop. He's an active cop. So we got an active cop, and we got a retired cop, and but yeah, they have a really good show. I like tuning into them. Very informative. So if you have not yet heard it, tune into them. They're pretty. Doug's a pretty funny guy, man. I like that when they let Karen talk. she seems like the voice of reason all the time. You know, they let her do talk sometimes. She has a very comforting voice, so she's easy to listen to. AJ, what do you got planned now? You got something? Let's go back. I want to get off the morbid stuff. And,
Yeah, sure.
You know, let's talk
Get to
real
some bright stuff.
Yeah,
Come
let's
on.
get into some bright stuff. You know, what do you have coming up this week? You got anything coming up? What is your projects that you're looking to do here?
We're getting ready to start a couple new construction projects, so that's exciting.
So you're going to do a ground up construction.
We've
Nice.
got a couple coming up, couple big ones too. So
Yeah.
So yeah, we're looking forward to that. I'm actually headed up to Connecticut in 2 weeks. I just booked my limousine to
and
the
as I said
airport,
before,
so
don't confuse a limousine with a big giant stretch, because a limo is any vehicle that is driven by a chauffeur.
That's true.
It could be a Hyundai. So basically, your Uber that picks you up in a Toyota Prius technically is a limo driver. It's a limousine. But speaking of that, I Ubered from Mercedes-Benz yesterday to my house, and they fucking charged me $31 goddamn dollars, and it was a fucking van.
yeah.
I'm like, $31, and I tried to get the cheapest Uber, $31, and it was like 18 miles. I don't know, roughly. Holy shit, man! I should be
$2 a mile, better than walking.
So AJ booked me up to go to OIA, Orlando International Airport, also known as MCO. Where they get that from, I have no idea. So I put a post on my personal Facebook page. So I'll plug myself, and I might even put something next to the Beaumont Builders there.
That's it. Yeah.
Might put a little something there.
Well, you got your photos back from
I got my
Jill
photos.
Hoover Photography.
Jill
Shout
Hoover
out
Photography.
to my beautiful wife.
We violated some of the port areas. I parked on sidewalks up by the Exploration Tower and got some good shots.
Cops drove right by. They didn't say nothing.
Yeah, they probably wondered what the fuck this guy was doing, man. But so I'm launching that. So I picked up somebody last week at the airport at midnight. So man, I'm not looking to hit a home run, man. I'm just looking to do something and offer a service to people that I know, people that I don't know, that want a luxury experience at a good rate. Yep. A rate that you expect in a luxury car. Don't expect to pay a Hyundai price.
Yeah.
If you're looking for a little bit of step up. So I'll be doing, some people. My neighbor, they got married, and she said, "Damn, I should have called you."
Yeah,
they got picked up in a Hyundai, I think it was. Like,
once you put the word out and do some branding and some marketing.
Yeah.
I think it'll take off. You'll be buying a couple cars. So.
I right now I have the sedan, so I can't take 4 or 5 people with 4 or 6 bags. I can go couples that have a couple bags, small bags, big bag, small bag. I can also utilize the front seat if you're going on a cruise or something and you pack heavy. But dinners, nights out, shows, engagements, events, anywhere you want to go, anytime. Retired law enforcement, so the driver, which would be me, professional, discreet, armed, which is good. So I'm going to order me up a defibrillator to throw in there, and that's just another feature that I think is a addition that no other company even has in their cars, because I'm certified.
Nice.
So it would definitely be in case there's an anomaly. I mean, you hauling some guy around in the car. It doesn't have to be old. All of a sudden they just start passing out. You want to be prepared. So that's just an added feature. It's to the luxury effect. So if anybody is in need of a ride to the airport or just want to go out for a night and not have to worry about an Uber, we'll work up a package deal if you want me to stay around and hang out and wait for you. And
now, what if we go to a ball game or something? Do we get you a ticket to get in the game or something? Or what?
Either way, if you feel like if you want to be courteous, that's fine. If not, then there's things that I can do until you're done with the game.
Cool.
But I'll do stuff like if some people like to gamble, I offer a package that I could take you to the Hard Rock in Tampa, give you a couple hours, 2-3 hours of gambling, whichever you prefer. Bring you there, bring you back, man. Drink.
Great.
Have fun, gamble, come back. Hopefully you have a lot of money.
That's great.
So hopefully you don't
get
go
paid
broke
before you go on that.
Yeah, on that one. Yeah, you want to prepay but no, that's and like I said, I get to screen who I pick in the car. Honestly, I mean you should. I mean, if I was an Uber driver, I'd be petrified because you're picking up people that you have no clue who they are. Don't worry about the Uber driver. Worry about the people they're picking up.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to pick up a young crowd who wants to go out and party and drink their asses off because I don't,
Some barf bags.
that ain't gonna happen, man. So I want professional people,
Right.
who can handle their own alcohol, who can be, courteous and, I'm not saying they have to be straight, but have fun, and have fun with me and whatever. And, it's a safe environment. You've been in the car.
Yeah.
Jesse's been in the car.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, the car is something else, man. It's a beautiful looking car. I put it on my personal Facebook page, but I will start up a Facebook page dedicated to that. And so I'm ramping it up. I got some cards. I got my pictures in, so I'm ramping up the cards. And but anybody, like I said, is in need. Jesse goes to a lot of events, him and his wife. So hopefully he'll reach out to me, and we'll shuttle him there.
Now, do you have to get any special insurance for that?
Yes.
You do.
It's a little bit of addition, but then you LLC it, so it protects me.
Yep.
So so anybody can do it. It's all about what you want to advertise.
Yeah.
My insurance company said, if I wanted to do Uber, Uber picks up a lot of it's a nominal fee.
Yeah.
And if I want to do this, actually my State Farm agent told me, just go ahead and do it. You're fine. You're covered.
Yeah.
It's no difference if I was taking you two as friends to a ball game and something happens. You're going to sue me no matter what, but I don't look into it as that, so listen, I'm not trying to make a home run out of this. I'm just trying to enjoy myself and let people enjoy a safe environment. So,
it's awesome.
Yeah. And then,
so did you get the logo figured out?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I forgot. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
I got to bring that to Office Depot. So now they got the photos. I'm going to have it all put together, and I'm going to have the nice modern looking logo on the page. It's a very modern design, so it looks very elegant. So
nice.
But anyhow, we're coming close, near, approaching. Oh, Jesse's giving me the 2 hands up as 10. So we got to come up with 10 minutes worth of shit. So anyways, over here, we'll talk about local shit right here. God, what did we have? I know somebody got shot in Cocoa, but what's more importantly, we're getting our Wawa over here in Vieira, man.
Oh, boy. Look out.
Yeah, Wawa.
Good Lord.
Let me see here.
7-Eleven up yet?
7-Eleven? It's
love
almost
the Wawa.
done.
Love the Wawa coffee.
I cannot wait for that 7-Eleven. I'm not a 7-Eleven guru, but I'm in the worst spot. I either got to go to that fucking Walmart and risk the risk the chance of being defrauded by my credit card because they're the worst, or go to the freaking Taliban fucking mobile over there that he sucks because it's crazy. Bring on Wawa. And that 7-Eleven is right outside my entrance. And, man, what a convenience, man. What a convenience. I'm still inconvenienced to go to 95. What are you seeing there, AJ?
Question, what are your opinions on hurricane-proof windows? I love them. I'm glad I did them in my house. They're so much more quiet. Like the 4th of July, my dogs get freaked out with all the fireworks, and this year they barely moved. So
it's a good cancels a lot of the noise.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I'll tell you, Billy, a friend of mine in Merritt Island just got some on his, and when the storm was approaching, he didn't blink. He said, and I forgot he had them. I said, "Hey, you can put up shutter." He goes, I don't need to push shit up.
That's it.
Don't need to push shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's price point for what the value of them are.
All right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'm telling you. Think about all the times that I pain in the ass of putting those shutters up. I don't care. Even the accordions, sometimes they're an eyesore, and sometimes they put them in areas where they're crowded into the door next to it or the window. And my brother was doing that today. He was like, he wanted to put it over the door, but it was in the way. It was like in a corner, like a wedge.
Well, you have to have them, like if we're building a house and we don't use hurricane shutters, you have to have you have to have the shutters in the garage labeled, strapped to the wall, standing up, Oh, there's code for that.
Real quick, because me and my brother are talking about this again. I see a lot of these people using that netting.
Yeah.
What's with that, man?
Yeah, I think there is a hurricane approved. It's like a mesh. It's like a.
Because that idiot that was that window guy that I knew, if he didn't sell them Impact, he would sell them the regular windows, and then he would pitch that netting. The netting that they.
By the time you buy both of them, you can.
The Space Coast Credit Union, that big job, they had nettings from the roof all the way down to the bottom, like 3 stories of it. So I'm assuming that's hurricane rated. Now, what are those windows rated at? The
wind speeds? I don't know. I'd have to look at the technical data on them, but I don't know. Is it 150, 106? I don't know.
Well, Billy says she just ordered some. We just couldn't get them installed in time for the Hurricane. Who'd you use, Julie? Or Billy, by the way? We may know who that is. I know my girlfriend has...
Back pain from her shutters up there. Somebody's saying.
Yeah, that's probably Michelle. But she doesn't have many windows.
Yeah.
She doesn't have many windows. And I helped her put them up and take them down. And they were, she has that one like way up tops, like that little above the window.
Yeah.
We left that thing open, man. Hey, I mean, that's a pain in the ass.
If it hits that one.
Oh, man. That's so basically when you put shutters up on a house, it's not to protect from the wind. It's to protect from the debris.
Yeah, something hitting your window and breaking it. Now, an impact window will still, the outside pane will still physically break, but it's that inside pane that stays together and doesn't make it through that second layer. So the theory is,
but then you
the window blows out, and then now you got wind and pressure trying to take your roof off. So
wow,
that's the real deal, right?
But remember, people. There's numerous accidents that occur from putting up shutters on itself.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, they will pay for themselves when you get a storm coming and you don't have to do shit to go out there. You're going to go, oh, my God, this is worth every penny, just not having to deal with it.
Yeah.
You can go out of town. See, my brother is going out of town, and he's like, oh, man, I don't know if I should take him down because I got all these storms coming.
That's what people are saying. They see this other one out there. So
it's like, oh, my God, what do you do?
Some people don't want to take them down yet.
But I mean, not only would AJ endorse those because it helps feed his family and everything else, but it's an endorsement that he's talking about that is a convenience. And I'm telling you, when you have to go out and put up shutters, nobody enjoys that.
Yeah,
nobody enjoys it. Nobody enjoys doing that at all. So it's kind of like, all right. And to have those in my other house, I had accordions on every door, and they're nice.
Yeah. Just
They're
close them, lock it.
Just close them and lock them up, man. But people were saying that if you have people like to leave up their shutters, and they were saying each room's got to have some avenue of escape.
Sure.
So don't leave your house boarded up unnecessary because in case of a fire, firemen can't get in, you can't get out. I mean, you got to have something to you can't just leave your house boarded up. So I mean,
good point.
You can't leave your doors boarded up, your windows in your bedrooms because. Say your house is on fire and it's in the living room, you can't get out of your bedroom. You're basically dead.
Yeah.
I mean, you better be a fire walker because you're not going to get out. I mean, and fire's hot.
Yeah.
I mean, my arm's burning. I just had a tattoo, so it's like I feel like I got a 3rd-degree burn. But yeah, man. So if for those of you who are boarded up right now, I mean, think about that. Think about the what ifs, man. The consequences for leaving them up. Because if you don't have an avenue of escape to get out, I know it's cool. I mean, it's nice. You don't have to worry about it. But, man, getting out of there is we got a couple more minutes.
Michelle wants windows. So.
I am
we'll
so
take
good at
care
those
of you.
windows. Well, Michelle, you do 1 or 2 at a time. Do your main ones that you want done first, the biggest pain in the ass ones. And then, and then you start from there. It's sort of like anything. It's hard to who did Billy say who she got her windows from? No. Let me look. Okay, you got about 3 minutes, Billy. So if you don't find it in 3 minutes, you can send it on our link there, and then AJ will look. But hopefully it's the big companies they use around here like Window World and I mean there's so many different window companies, but man, you got to really watch them too because like I said, I knew a guy who owned a window, he was a creator, the founder of Window World. The founder. I never heard of the damn company. Yeah. So this guy come around, the founder of Window World. I said, never heard of him. Sounds like a fucking circus. Window World. Hey. But he sold it all, and then he tried to open up his own window business. And the biggest thing, you can sell jobs all day long. Okay, he was selling jobs all day long.
But you got to get them done.
You got to get them done. Yeah. He had shitty workers. He had one good guy, and then he had these 2 clowns from Orlando who were doing shitty work, and he had to keep sending people out. And there's no bigger frustration for a consumer who gets windows to have spacing and all that other shit. The guy was using so much caulk. He said caulk. He was using so much caulk, and he was filling all these when they shouldn't have. They were measuring them wrong. Yeah. People were just, oh my God, it was a tragedy. Yeah. And he just basically went belly up and left. And so many people had horror stories, man, over this guy. So you got to watch that, man. You got to watch, they give you a time frame and, I mean, it's not a hard job. I mean, I don't know how to do it, but if you're a contractor and you know how to do windows, it's, measuring is the key.
Yeah.
But make sure you use a reputable company and keep them on their schedule, because they want to promise you the world to sell a job. Yeah. And then when it comes down to it, you see so many people frustrated because they can't get their windows done. Mm-hmm. So do you promote? Do you install? Do you do all that stuff too?
Yeah, we do. We got our own in-house guys that do it all.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
If that matters, we don't subcontract it out,
Right, but do you so you'll do just windows. You don't have to do a remodel. If somebody wants windows, that's kind of considered a remodel, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you got to have permits for that.
Yep.
You got to have a permit.
Yep.
I know, because I was helping that guy out and I was running permits for him.
But it's more than just windows, A lot of window companies will do the windows, but they won't repair the drywall inside if need be. They won't repair the stucco.
The window
outside.
sill.
They won't pay. Yeah. If
That's the customer's problem.
Yeah, you open it up and your half your wood frame walls rotting out. They're not going to take care of it. They're going to cover it up and put some caulk on it. So
it says, thanks to your podcast, we made sure they were licensed and insured.
That's good. Yeah, good.
Do you sell and install?
We do.
Yes, he does. Yeah. And like I said, these big companies, man, you got to watch them. I don't know who the name is, but was it Window World or they use All American Windows and so many. Yeah. And this guy here that went bill, he screwed so many people, man. Yeah. Oh my God, the guy ordering them or was measuring them wrong, and it was just a debacle. And I feel so bad for the people that paid deposits, and then he had to I don't even know if he refunded all their deposits, man. That's tough because he took half the money up front. Man. I mean, so I mean. Contractors have to get something up front, to show the integrity of the person or the customer. I mean,
yeah, you kind of know your contractor.
So do you send the guys out do you do the measuring of the windows, or you send somebody out?
Yeah, my guys do it.
Okay, they do it all. So okay. Well, anybody that looking at impact, hey, like I said, Beaumont Builders does it. Always, you can price shop whatever you want, but you got to look at the quality. We talked about this in several shows ago. It's not always the cheapest price. That's the best, craftsmanship. Right. And I learn that lesson all the time when I listen to people. Hey, use this guy, man. He's good, and I get fucked every time. I swear to God, I got screwed over when somebody hit my car. Use this guy, and got screwed over on that one. I use this guy, and I get screwed over on that one. So. The only thing I did good is my tattoo. Yeah, that's good. Wayne Ivey got his tattoo there. My brother got his tattoo. So I seen it. I seen him in action. Yeah. I looked at his shop. I've been there. I touched it. I felt it. Yeah. And he took good care of me, man. Javo Scott with True to You Tattoos, Merritt Island. Ink Masters. He was an Ink Masters show. I never watched the show, but I'm sure after this first tattoo, I'll probably get another one.
You get it all sleeved up.
No, I'm not gonna do a sleeve. Yeah, I'm not gonna do a sleeve. I'm gonna probably do something like
that big one that comes up your neck and around you.
Well, I was thinking about putting like True
Mike
Love,
Tyson around
True
your
Love
eyeball.
Frank on it, True Love AJ or something on there with a rainbow, a rainbow. Oh, I was thinking about getting a tramp stamp. Really.
Get your name tattooed.
Yeah, or like the sun around my belly button. But I should go back to the old school, dude. Tribal. Remember tribal, Jesse? The barbed wire. Pamela Anderson, barbed wire. Oh, that's so freaking sick right now. But yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna do something like probably like a thin blue line flag with a aviator wings, because I finished up my career with aviation them, and something like a dive, something to commingle it. But
I think if I did one, I'd get one that's like real futuristic. It's like the flesh is peeling back, and it looks like you got.
Some people have the robotic arms.
The robot.
Are you gonna get one?
No.
Why?
So. I don't know. If I find something worth putting on my body,
and
forever,
Jesse, he's wearing a tank top and he got no tattoos at all. He says no, negative. Is there a reason? He's just religious, or?
No, I have reasons.
Oh.
I had an uncle who was a tattoo artist.
Man, them and plumbers and AC guys are the best ones to know. Tattoo. I just added that into my who to know. You got AC guys, plumbers, mechanics, and now I just added a tattoo guy. And GCs, man, gotta know GCs because you know what, if I don't need anything done, at least I can get advice, as far as what needs to be done.
Well, that's true. I got this guy that does some plans for us, Dave Lococo, and his AC went out. Man, I got my guys over there. They said we'll be here. Here's the price. We'll be here tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Boom, done tomorrow.
Yeah, see,
he had
AJ's
he had his air back on.
Yeah, see, when you deal with an independent general contractor, they're a jack of all trades, man. They got resources everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I said, he's going to build a house from the ground. It's not his first time, but he's got the knowledge and the resources to build a house from the ground up. And that's what he's going to be venturing in, man. So
Yes, sir.
God bless him on that. I'm sure he's going to hit a home run on that, man. He's going to strike it up down in Palm Bay.
Yeah,
Jesse's giving me a thumbs
We're
up.
gonna get hooked up with Jesse.
You give me a thumbs up saying I'm
Steve.
cool? Or what? What are you saying?
No, I mean, if I could afford
Yeah.
it, I would get a custom home too.
Yeah.
Hey, Art Lamonta just chimed in. Hey, buddy, how are you? I'll see you tomorrow night. Polka, 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 baby. So we're going to, AJ, final thoughts, man, before we close out here, because we're back, man. The hurricane put us down like everybody else making excuses, so we'll use that excuse. The hurricane took us down, man. The hurricane took us down.
We're back, baby.
We're going to bring beer next time, man. We're going to drink some beers, and I'll drink bottled beer. I mean, not just a Bud Light guy, but final thoughts, AJ.
That's it. God bless everybody.
That's it.
Yep. Have a good week. We'll see you
hi,
next week.
Say hi to somebody. You want to give a shout out? You want to give a shout out?
Shout out to my wife,
There
Jill.
you go. There you go.
Love you.
Well, hey, we thank everybody for tuning in, that tuned in, and those that will watch later on a later date. We'll be back next Wednesday. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, you'll be in town.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we'll be back next Wednesday, probably same time, 7 o'clock, man.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
We're going to have our homepage modified. Producer Jesse's going to revamp it all up, so it's the Vinnie and Aj podcast, the Who Bone, I like to call them. So welcome back, AJ.
Welcome back.
Welcome back, Jesse. Jesse's studio's looking good. He didn't put our goddamn on-air sign on. Oh, my God, man. I want to feel important, man. Oh, I'm important. Okay. Hey, thanks to everybody that's tuning in. We appreciate you. God bless. Remember 9/11. We'll never forget, man.
Amen.
God bless to all law enforcement, first responders, and our general contractors and podcasters. Peace.